From the beginning of this pandemic, as a federal government, we have paid particular attention to the vulnerabilities faced by Indigenous people and Indigenous communities across this country.
That's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau speaking at a COVID health update 1 week ago. However, Bearskin Lake First Nation leaders say there's a big difference between what the Prime Minister says and what Ottawa actually does. He's currently experiencing a major COVID outbreak, and in late December, they asked for outside military assistance. A few people have been working in the community since the weekend, but former NAN Grand Chief Charles Fox says these are Canadian Rangers, part-time reservists who are already living there. As far as boots on the ground help from Ottawa, he says they haven't gotten any.
Out of sight, out of mind, that was the message that we were getting. And it was all cloaked in daggers. Oh yeah, we sent to the military, they have these pictures. And there's no military on the ground. There's nothing on the ground. There's no government presence on the ground. And so that just further reinforces that, I suppose, relationship that we've had with the settler governments over the last 500 plus years.
Current NAN Grand Chief Derek Fox says Bearskin Lake's COVID crisis has left all of its First Nations feeling particularly vulnerable.
When you're living in Thunder Bay and Toronto and Ottawa and even Sulico, you have a hospital to go to. Our First Nations don't have that. So the fact that it's spreading within our NAN First Nations is deeply concerning.
On Wednesday, APTN News asked Trudeau about Bearskin Lake's complaint about Ottawa's handling of the COVID situation. His answer was a familiar one.
I think it's important to remember that from the very beginning of this pandemic, the focus of this federal government was on ensuring that Indigenous communities, which we'd seen during previous pandemics like H1N1, are particularly vulnerable, which is why from March 2020 onwards, we gave particular focus and emphasis on supporting Indigenous communities through this difficult pandemic.
Fraser Needham, APTN National News, Ottawa.